People trapped upside down 50 feet in the air, praying they'll survive. A roller coaster passenger hanging on for dear life after her seatbelt suddenly came undone. Ghosts, accidents, and more. These are creepy things caught on camera at theme parks. So this happened on June 14th, 2024 at Oaks Amusement Park in Portland, Oregon. And of all days, it was opening day of the summer season. A ride called Atmosphere, one of those ones where the big pendulum swings you all the way upside down, well, it got stuck while everyone was upside down. 28 riders were suspended 50 feet in the air, staring down at the ground. A few minutes, that would have been bad. They were up there for close to 30. Two of the riders, Daniel Allen and Jordan Harding, were celebrating their high school graduation. Harding described people, quote, praying to God, screaming for their life, throwing up, passing out. It was bad. People were crying. They were just putting it into the universe what they wanted to say for their last words. Daniel Allen said, my entire bladder hurts. I was holding back throw up. My legs are killing me. Portland Fire and Rescue arrived and manually overrode the system and got everyone back to the ground. Nobody was seriously hurt, though one person got taken to the hospital as a precaution. Cause of the malfunction never fully explained. A similar thing happened at Canada's Wonderland. Remind me, I guess, never to go on these upside down rides. This happened in 2023. The ride's called the Lumberjack, and it looks like two giant axes swinging riders back and forth. They got stuck upside down at 10:40 at night. So not only are you hanging there inverted, it's also dark. Terrible situation. They didn't get brought back down until 11:05, 25 minutes later. At one point, someone got on the loudspeaker and asked, is everybody okay up there? And the riders just yelled back, no. Two of the people stuck were siblings. Spencer said at first they didn't even know that something was wrong. They were just waiting for the ride to start moving again. Then people started panicking. Someone threw up, and they finally got lowered down. The ride still had to finish its cycle, meaning it kept swinging. Spencer said everyone on board was begging for it to stop. Two people reported chest pain afterward and were seen at the park's health center, but they ended up being fine. Now, looking at this image, you'd probably think it was just people screaming on a roller coaster, like usual, but there was actually something much more terrifying going on. The girl in the pink is holding on for her dear life. In October 2025 at Worlds of Fun in Kansas City, a roller coaster called Mamba, the couple, Chris and Cassie Evans, were riding when they heard screaming from the seat directly behind them. The girl's seatbelt had come undone on the very first hill. In Chris's own words, we got on the roller coaster. On the very first hill, the girl sitting behind my wife just lets out this blood-curdling scream like I've never heard before. I assumed it was her first time on the ride, but then she said her seatbelt came undone. I'd looped my arm underneath her lap bar, which had a pretty big gap between her and the lap bar, so at this point, I'm seeing a huge space. No seatbelt. He grabbed her wrist, his wife pushed down on her legs, and then the ride kept going. Because they were season ticket holders, though, who'd ridden the Mamba plenty of times, Chris knew exactly what was coming and used that to his advantage. As we crested each hill, or as we started to go up to the top, I recognized that it was going to lift her out of her seat, so I kind of shifted our positions to, instead of holding her, push down on her whole body to keep her from coming out of the seat while we're going over those hills. They held on until the ride finished. Park shut down the Mamba and immediately inspected it before reopening it that evening.
A naked man ran through a ride at Disneyland.
On a Sunday afternoon in November 2023, just after 1:30 p.m., a guy decided to strip down right in the middle of the It's a Small World ride at Disneyland. The guy got off the ride while it was still moving. Park operators spotted it and shut the ride down. By the time police showed up, arrested him for indecent exposure. But then videos hit the internet of him fully nude near the entrance of the ride. Other clips showed him wandering through the sets in just shorts, touching the animatronics. Guest Megan Camerona was on the ride when it happened and said, we noticed he started climbing onto different parts of the ride. We noticed that he was undressed. She also said he was completely out of it. He just didn't look like he knew where he was. He looked worried, she said. And at one point, it looked like he might jump on her and her friends. Thankfully, that didn't happen. At least 4 staff tried to get him down. One of them managed to get him to sit for a second, but it didn't last. He got up, walked to a different part of the ride, stepped onto the water canal and started drinking from it, then took off toward the entrance. Alright, now for the paranormal angle. This is a video that's been floating around online for a few years now. It's been reshared countless times, and for good reason. It is genuinely freaky. So 3 friends were on this theme park ride. They didn't notice anything at the time, but reviewing their footage later, were horrified to notice that there was an extra rider in the video, a rider that appeared and vanished one continuous piece of footage. Take take a look at this. Yeah, that woman on the far right there, none of the friends remember seeing her at the time, and nobody recognized her, not to mention the fact that she's there one moment and gone the next. On top of all that, there's something eerie about her too, isn't there? I mean, maybe it's the lighting, but something about her just looks off. Her eyes appear to be pure black, her skin looks almost gray. The rumor is that she could be the ghost of someone who died at the park. Of course, there could also be a more logical explanation, but this video certainly got under a lot of people's skin. If you're one of them, share your thoughts down below. This piece of surveillance footage from Disneyland was recorded in 2009, but it didn't make the rounds on the internet until years later. It's an after-hours security camera feed at the park, empty, quiet, nobody around, until something shows up. A transparent, ghostly figure appears to move down the walkway, and given that Disneyland has a very real history with death, guests have died on rides, and it's fairly regular for people to scatter the ashes of loved ones at the park, especially inside the Haunted Mansion, well, the idea of something otherworldly hanging around after hours is not exactly a stretch to some people. Take a look at the back of this roller coaster. Notice how the seats are completely empty. Well, the ride continues and we get another look at the back seats. As expected, still empty. The man keeps recording throughout the entire ride. We never see anyone in those back seats until suddenly we do. Keep your eye on the back of the coaster. There's now a dark figure sitting in the seat at the very back of the ride and was moving the entire time. So who is this person? Where did they come from? Were they there the whole time and just obscured somehow? Let us know what you think down in the comments. This one happened at Six Flags over Texas and Arlington, and the whole thing got caught on camera and blew up on TikTok. One of the rafts on the Roaring Rapids ride got stuck. Park staff told everyone to stay seated while they tried to restart the ride. Instead of things going back to normal though, the current reversed direction. At one point, people decided they were done waiting and just started jumping into the water to get out. The video shows 5 rafts bunched together in one section of the ride, and then people just start bailing off the sides one after another. They all made it to solid ground, but a young boy jumped in and started struggling against the current. Luckily, a guy grabbed him and helped pull him up. Six Flags confirmed everyone got off the ride without injuries, but there was another case with this ride that didn't end so well. In 1999, a 28-year-old woman from Arkansas drowned on the same ride, and 10 other people were injured after a boat flipped over. This happened just the other day at Lipao Land, one of Taiwan's biggest amusement parks. The ride is called Gravity Max, and it stalled out at a near vertical 90-degree angle in the middle of a torrential downpour. 20 people were stuck up there. Parents were just standing at the bottom watching, completely helpless. The ride stopped abruptly at 10:40 in the morning. According to the park, it was not a mechanical failure though. The ride's own safety system triggered the shutdown after detecting a sudden gust of wind and heavy rain. The park said the ride is monitored by over 100 safety control indicators designed to just automatically halt if weather conditions get dangerous. Staff actually climbed the ride themselves to get everyone down. All 20 riders were safely evacuated. Finally, yet another video from Disneyland. Was a ghost captured on camera watching this fireworks display. See if you can catch it. The clip resurfaced years after it was originally recorded, this time on TikTok in 2021, shared by a user called MyCinema35. The original video was 11 years old at that point, but the TikToker noticed that when the camera zoomed into the castle, there was this shadowy, human-shaped figure standing by the wall. It looked like a statue to me at first, but apparently there's no statue there. Some YouTube commenters argued it was just a Disney employee in camouflage suit lit up by the fireworks. Probably the most reasonable explanation, but nobody knows for certain. And honestly, I know I already mentioned it, but if you know anything about Disneyland's ghost lore, it makes it more interesting. Here's another story. A former cast member named Daryl Wagner claimed that late at night a train would show up on the board at the Disneyland Railroad and a whistle would blow, but there'd be no actual train there. He and other cast members called it Walt's Train. Staff have also reported seeing a ghost on the Haunted Mansion ride, a man sitting alone in one of the vehicles holding a cane, just staring into the distance. Then there's Rivers of America, said to be haunted by 2 young brothers who drowned trying to escape Tom Sawyer's Island. Lots of stories like this. Point is, Disneyland has no shortage of spooky stories. That has been the video, and I will catch you, yes, you specifically,